You keep waiting to feel motivated, even after watching productivity videos and making endless plans. What if motivation was actually the last thing you should rely on? In this video, I'll share 6 brutal truths backed by psychology that will help you take action even when you don't feel like it. I discovered this the hard way when I spent years waiting for the perfect mood to finally change my life. I thought successful people woke up inspired every morning. But research from psychologists like Dr. B.J. Fogg and James Clear shows the opposite. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. The problem is, most people sit around waiting for feelings instead of building systems. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop depending on motivation and finally become consistent. Let's dive in. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. Most people treat motivation like a permanent personality trait, but it's actually just an emotion, and emotions change constantly. Some mornings you feel unstoppable. Other days, brushing your teeth feels difficult. Research in behavioral psychology found that emotions are heavily influenced by sleep, stress, food, environment, and even weather. That means if your success depends on feeling motivated, your progress becomes completely random. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. It doesn't care about your goals. It cares about survival and comfort. That's why Netflix feels easier than workouts. So, how do you fix this? Stop asking yourself, "Do I feel motivated?" Instead, ask, "What action can I do right now?" Shrink the task until resistance disappears. Instead of study for 3 hours, study for 5 minutes. Remove emotional negotiations. Don't debate with yourself. Decide once, then act automatically. Instead of saying, "I'll work out if I feel good," try, "At 6 p.m., I put on my shoes no matter what." The goal isn't to feel ready. The goal is to move anyway. Discipline is built during bad days. Most people think discipline means feeling strong all the time. But real discipline is simply continuing when you don't want to. The truth is, your habits are tested on difficult days, not easy ones. Research from habit formation studies shows that repeating behaviors during low energy moments strengthens automatic behavior patterns in the brain. Every time you act despite resistance, you train your brain to obey action instead of emotion. That's why athletes train when tired. Writers write when uninspired. Successful people don't wait for perfect conditions. Create minimum effort rules. If you can't do a full workout, do 10 push-ups. Separate consistency from intensity. A tiny action still counts. Track streaks visually, because your brain loves visible progress. And never miss twice. 1 bad day is normal. 2 becomes a pattern. Now, you might be thinking, but what if I genuinely feel exhausted? Good question. Rest is important. But there's a difference between recovery and avoidance. One restores you, the other keeps you stuck. Waiting creates anxiety, not clarity. Most people don't know this, but procrastination actually increases stress. You think avoiding the task protects your peace, but your brain keeps the unfinished task active in the background. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished tasks stay mentally open and drain attention. That's why you feel guilty even while relaxing. Your brain hates uncertainty more than effort. Once you begin a task, anxiety often drops because your brain finally sees progress. Think of it like standing outside cold water. The anticipation feels worse than jumping in. Use the 2-minute entry. Work for just 2 minutes. Focus only on starting, not finishing. Make tasks visible and specific. Instead of work on project, write open laptop and write 1 paragraph. Eliminate hidden friction. Prepare your environment before you need motivation. Lay out workout clothes the night before. Open your study materials ahead of time. Reduce the number of decisions your future self must make. Thousands of students and entrepreneurs use this method because starting creates momentum faster than motivation ever will. Your identity matters more than motivation. Most people focus on outcomes. I want abs, I want money, I want better grades. But high performers focus on identity. Instead of asking, how do I get motivated to study? They ask, what would a disciplined person do right now? Research in neuroscience shows your brain constantly tries to stay consistent with your self-image. If you believe you're lazy, your actions will match that identity.
But if you begin seeing yourself as disciplined, your behavior slowly follows.
This works because identity-based habits remove internal conflict. You stop forcing action and start becoming the type of person who naturally acts. Stop insulting yourself. Your brain listens. Collect tiny wins daily. Each action becomes evidence of your new identity. Use identity statements carefully. Say, I'm becoming someone who finishes what they start. Avoid all or nothing thinking. One failure doesn't erase your identity. Missing one workout doesn't make you lazy. It makes you human. Imagine waking up tomorrow and no longer depending on mood to determine your actions. That's real freedom. Environment beats willpower. People blame themselves for lacking discipline while completely ignoring their environment. Your surroundings silently shape your behavior every single day. Research from behavioral scientists found that environment design often influences habits more than motivation does. Your brain naturally follows the path of least resistance. That means if junk food is visible, you eat it. If your phone is beside you, you check it. If distractions are everywhere, focus becomes nearly impossible. Instead of fighting temptation non-stop, redesign your environment. Make good habits obvious. Keep books visible. Put water bottles nearby. Make bad habits inconvenient. Delete distracting apps. Move your charger away from your bed. Reduce starting friction. Prepare tools in advance. Create visual reminders of your goals. Instead of relying on memory to stay productive, use sticky notes, alarms, or scheduled routines. Small changes quietly create massive results over time. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. This is the brutal truth nobody wants to hear. You will not magically wake up one day overflowing with motivation. Motivation usually appears after you begin. Studies on dopamine and behavioral activation show that progress itself creates positive emotion. Your brain rewards movement, not waiting. That means action is the spark. Motivation is the result. Successful people aren't special. They simply learned how to start before they feel ready. So here's your challenge. Choose one thing you've been delaying. Lower the entry barrier ridiculously small. Take action immediately after this video. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. Repeat before motivation disappears again. Because the longer you wait, the harder starting becomes. Your future is being shaped by repeated actions, not temporary emotions. That changes everything. Conclusion. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Motivation is emotionally unreliable. Discipline grows on hard days. Waiting increases anxiety. Identity shapes behavior. Environment beats willpower. And action creates motivation. Transformation doesn't happen when you finally feel ready. It happens when you act despite resistance. You already have everything you need to begin. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is repeated action. Don't wait until another year disappears. Don't wait until regret becomes stronger than fear. Start with one tiny action today. I promise you, a few months from now, you'll look back and thank yourself for beginning before you felt ready.